Today I'm going to go over some travel accessories from the brand Quince. If you're not familiar with the brand Quince, they're kind of like an online department store. They have everything from women's fashion, men's fashion, travel, obviously, accessories, home, just you name it, they pretty much have it. I was just gone for the weekend and I brought many of these things to sort of try out realistically in my real life so that I could come back and tell you what I liked about these things, what I didn't like about these things, and just generally which ones I would maybe recommend and maybe which ones I wouldn't. Everything will be linked down below in the description box, and let's get started with the first item, which is the Italian leather triple compartment weekender. This is the weekender right here. It's actually quite large. It's about the size of a carry-on. I think you could probably shove this underneath a plain seat, although I would be hesitant to do that because I got the color taupe and it's just light and I want to keep it nice. It does have this sleeve that you could put it on your roller bag. What I really liked about this was on the inside, it has these 3 large pockets. And so I was able to take some of the stuff that I would normally have in my toiletry bag, like my glasses case and my curling iron and my hairbrush and some of that sort of stuff, and just put it in those compartments rather than having another bag. You know, so many bags, and they're roomy. They're quite big. It does have these side pockets right here. I didn't really end up using these for anything because once I felt like I had filled that center compartment, I didn't feel like there was that much room on the sides. I mean, they're fairly thin pockets to get, you know, something else in there. This has the small straps sewn on, and then it does have hooks here for an additional over the shoulder larger strap. Another small feature that I thought was just clever, and maybe they have this on other bags and I just have never had one that has this, but it has this little tab here that goes across, and I feel like I'm just late finding out about this. So when this is all packed, like stuffed full, you just come across and then snap that, and then it makes it so much easier to zip this closed. And I think that's the purpose of that. You can correct me, but it worked, that it served that purpose for me. I think it is such a classy looking bag. Even when we were on this trip this weekend and we were throwing everything in the car, I was trying not to be picky about this bag, but I was like, oh, don't put it on. Just be careful with that bag. Which I know over time I'll get used to it kind of thrown around, and that's okay. I bought it to use, and so it's my fault I chose this color. But anyway, I just was kind of like, it's so pretty. It does have pockets on the sides, which I don't know. I guess if you had a really skinny little water bottle or something, or if you would just want to throw your phone in there if you're traveling through an airport or something, that would make sense, I suppose. So I would give this 5 out of 5 stars. I think maybe I'll just rate everything that I am looking at today, and I would give this 5 stars. Oh, it also has little feet on the bottom to keep it up off of disgusting floors. So that's that. Let's move on to the next item. I think I have a differing opinion than most people about these, but I was excited to try them. They are the Eco Compression Packing Cubes. It comes in a 6-pack. I got this color gray, and basically, if you have not used compression packing cubes before, I had not before I tried for this trip, but it basically starts out as kind of this cube or, you know, rectangular prism, I believe would be the technical term for this. And you stuff all of your clothes in here. And then when it is full, it has a separate zipper right here that you zip closed. And this is supposed to compress your clothing into this smaller space like this. But what I was finding was that I was filling it fairly full, but then as I was zipping up that compression part, all it was doing was just kind of squishing down the edges. And so it almost looked like a pillow. It's not like a vacuum seal where you're just, you know, sucking all the air out of it. I don't know. I know that's probably, a lot of people love compression cubes, and maybe I'm just not doing it right, or I didn't fold my clothes correctly, but that's just what I was finding. I think these are great packing cubes. I probably would still do that compression thing on the side, but it wasn't like a miracle. It was not a magical thing. It was just how you would imagine, but not magic. I still plan on using these. I think they're very nice. They have this mesh on top so you can see what's in them. There's lots of different sizes. I just have them all shoved in here. There's little ones, there's long ones, there's 6 different sizes. So for all your packing needs, here they are. I would give these packing cubes a 4 out of 5 stars. I do like the variety of sizes, and I think they're really well made. The compression part for me, I don't know that I love that. So let me know if you like compression cubes or not. I hate to even open that up for discussion, but I will. The next things that I brought with me are this set, which is the Italian leather pouch travel set. This comes with a set of 2 leather pouches. Just for reference, this is my normal bag that I would take with me on trips. It just opens up like this. It's very old. I've had this a long time. It just hangs up. I can see everything in here, and I can just put all my stuff in here. But my little hack that I have shared on this channel, probably in a video that you have not seen because No one's really seen all my old videos, but I just took an index card, wrote down all the things that I normally would put inside my toiletry bag, and then I laminated it with packaging tape because I don't have an actual laminator. So I have different little categories on this, and there's little boxes like as if I would use a dry erase marker and check them off. I've never done that, but it makes it look a little bit more like a list. And then when I'm packing to go somewhere, I just go through this and just throw it all in here, and then I know that I'm not missing anything. So I use this all the time. I just keep it in my toiletry bag. So it was a little bit of a mind switch to go from this to packing in those 2 leather bags, but I did it. I just left some of this. Obviously, I did not bring with me because they're still left in this bag. So I just put all of my makeup in this little smaller bag, and I actually had an eyeshadow like explode basically. And so when I opened this up after we got home, I looked inside and everything was just black. So that's fun. And on the inside, it's kind of this wipeable vinyl. So I was able to get all that black just off the inside. Whoopsies. So I was happy with that. And I just kind of, oh my gosh, that mascara does not want to stay in here. This is a little bulkier. It's got some structure to it. And, it just takes up a little bit more room than maybe my normal makeup bag would. But I did feel kind of fancy opening this up and putting my makeup on out of this bag. So if you're looking to feel fancy, this is good for that. So let's move on to the other one. And this is the bag that I put the rest of my toiletries in. And as you can see, the difference between the amount of space in here and the one that I normally pack in, it's quite a bit smaller, which is why I thought those compartments on the inside of the Weekender were really handy, because then I just put like my glasses and just stuff that wouldn't fit in here right inside the Weekender bag. It opens up actually pretty wide on the inside. Again, it has that wipeable interior. And again, it just is a little bit heavier, a little more, durable than my other toiletry bag, but I did feel sort of fancy. And then when I had my Weekender bag all full, I just took these and kind of slid them right down inside little like openings in the Weekender bag. And so they fit fine. I call it a Weekender bag, but we only went for one night. So I didn't really bring that much stuff. I would give these a 5 out of 5. There's nothing weird about them. You pretty much are getting what you are expecting. They're very pretty and they feel like they're going to hold up for a long time. The next item is something that I actually haven't used yet because I just haven't really had a use for it in the way that I maybe thought I was going to have a use for it. And that is this Italian leather convertible backpack. It's got a zipper pouch on the front here. It's got a little strap for your keys. It has a couple of little spots where you can put cards, has another internal zipper in there. On the back, it has this little zipper pouch here. So if you're traveling, through an airport or something, you can put your really important stuff here. So no one's going to be opening up your backpack to grab your stuff out of it. So like your passport, wallet, or whatnot in there. And then it has the main compartment. On the inside, it has this pouch here that it says it can hold a 13-inch laptop. And I was kind of I know it said 13 inches and my laptop is a 15-inch. And I was hoping that they were, being conservative. They were not. You cannot fit a 15-inch laptop in there. And you can also not comfortably fit a 15-inch laptop into just this main compartment, which was my fallback plan because I was planning on taking this on a trip I went on recently where I needed my laptop. And I really couldn't figure out how to bring it because it didn't fit my laptop. So I didn't really need the backpack. It is fairly small. And so if you were just going somewhere where you don't need like a ton of stuff, I think it looks nice. The part that gets a little weird that I think they kind of miss the mark on is that the back has these straps like a backpack, so you can wear it like a backpack, but then they call it convertible so that you can wear it like a crossbody bag, which you just kind of pull this tab here and that becomes a crossbody bag. To me, it's like, you're not really fooling anybody. It looks like a backpack on a big strap that you've slung and you're wearing it on your hip. It just doesn't really make sense to me at all. I don't know if you can see me. I don't think that looks normal. I think it looks kind of silly. And then the other thing is because it does that little convertible thing, when I've just kind of had this around and went to pick it up, if you don't grab the right strap, you grab this one and then the whole thing just magically turns into that crossbody bag. I wish there was a way you could take this strap and like lock these or something so that you could pick it up by either strap and not just always have that, so loose. So that's my only complaint. So I'm going to go with 3.5 stars on this one, just for that strap. I'm a tough cookie. The next one isn't really travel specific, depending on your definition of travel, but it's the Italian leather crossbody bag. And I've just been using this a lot lately. It basically is just a little leather bag. It just opens up into one large, opening, and then there is a little zipper pouch. And I think it's a nice looking little bag. I'm giving this a 5 out of 5. I think it is exactly what I thought I was ordering. And I think it's really pretty. Apparently I like this color of leather because I bought everything in this color except my weekender. I got that nice light color because that's, gonna get thrown around and dirty. I think it's a really great little purse. The next item is this little travel jewelry case that I brought on this little weekend trip, which was funny because it was only one night and it was like a outdoor sporting event. So it's not like I was wearing a lot of jewelry, but I did put some jewelry in here and just bring it along just to, pretend like I was using it. But it's just this little box. It comes in a couple different colors. You open it up and then it has room for 4 little necklaces on the back. And then the pendants can just sit down inside this little pocket. And then on the bottom, there's 2 little straps. One is for rings. So you can slide your rings over this little finger shaped thing and then snap down the sides. And then you can fit 3 sets of earrings on the little tab. And I just found that with mine, some of the earrings are too big so that when I press this tab down, the backers were kind of coming off of the earrings. So I just kind of leave this loose. I just think it's a nice little travel case. I don't typically bring like a ton of jewelry when I go places, but if you're someone who does travel with a lot of jewelry, you can fit a lot of things in here. I mean, besides just what is shown right here, you could probably stack some bracelets and, put a bunch of stuff in here. So quite roomy. It's nice and pretty. I think it would make a nice gift and I give it a 5 out of 5. I'm going 5 out of 5 for this one. Another item that I wouldn't necessarily take on an airplane, but that I use instead of that backpack that doesn't fit my laptop. I just have been using this leather triple compartment tote. It's very plain. It doesn't have, the little strap that goes over your roller bags, nor would I want to shove this under an airplane seat or maybe even bring it on an airplane because I feel like it's just nice. Airplanes are just sometimes not that nice, but it's very, very structured. It's got the little metal feet on the bottom. I love that it has this soft laptop pouch in the inside that just fits my 15-inch laptop perfectly. And then it has these other little compartments on the sides and shove like my mouse and just all my other stuff and a wallet and everything. So if I'm just taking my laptop somewhere where it's just gonna be sitting in the car and I'm not gonna be crunching it around like under an airplane, then I'll just pack in here. Or if I'm going to like a coffee shop to edit videos or something, which I feel like I should do more often. I don't actually do that very much, but there, I just think it's a really pretty tote. And even though I have been using it a lot, I feel like it still looks pretty much brand new. So, I just kind of take good care of it anyway. So there you go, 5 out of 5 for this triple compartment leather tote. A few of these things I've actually talked about in other reviews. I do have a couple more Quince reviews on this channel, so if you are interested in seeing those, I'll put those in a playlist right here. I hope you found this review helpful. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.